Hey, what's going on, chiropractors? Dr. Jason Torado here. Good to be back. I've been off of Facebook for about a week or two, and thought I'd be back. Thought it'd be a good time right around now, this Halloween time, to get back and start talking to you about how a lot of chiropractors think crazy. Now's the time where holiday seasons might start coming, are going to start coming. Practices are going to go up, practices are going to go down. And usually, when stuff like this happens, our brains just start to go just a little bit crazy, right? And so I want to just kind of help you work through some of those things. I want to help you think accurately. I want to help you think not crazy, okay? And I just find that usually there are a lot of chiropractors that don't really have real expectations. And if you take a look at your Facebook timeline, you'll see that there's a lot of advertisements out there that cater to this craziness, meaning, press a button and you'll develop an amazing practice overnight, or, let me give you free advertising, and and you'll end up getting tons of brand new patients, and buy this piece of equipment and your practice is going to change overnight. I mean, literally, you've got your crazy thoughts, and then you have these marketing companies that are catering to those crazy thoughts. I mean, it'll make you go insane, really. I think personally that it's really human nature to uh, to be crazy, right? To look for that magic bullet, to think that being successful and making a whole lot of money, or getting big muscles, doesn't take any work, doesn't take you know or can happen like immediately overnight. And I think what happens is when we take a look at other people that have success, or people that have great bodies, or people that are, have these amazing practices, I think we probably say to ourselves, yo, man, why, why can't that be me? Right. Or sometimes and so we envy some of these people, and we don't really see the work that goes into these people, into the success that these people actually have. And we don't, I think what happens is we look at these people, and sometimes we get cynical about it, right? We think, man, that person must have bought into that person must have had a practice in their family, so they stepped into a very, very busy practice, or they bought a very busy practice, or maybe that person is in the right, they opened up their practice in the right area, or maybe that person has a certain look, or maybe that person was very, very lucky in building their practice. Why isn't that happening to me? Why can't I have that luck? Why do I have to always work so hard? Why can't I be that lucky? Why does it have to be so tough for me? Why do I actually have to work harder than every single person out there? And then and then our brains get even crazier. We start thinking, well, that person's probably not doing it legally, or that person, how can that person have all that money and have all that success and be ethical? Right. And so we get really, really, really crazy with our thoughts if we just let our thoughts, just run away. And I'll tell you something that's dangerous thinking. It just is. We have no idea what these people did to be able to get their practices to the way, to the successful levels in which they are. And so the reality is, you or I really don't know anything about these people. We don't know how they got to where they were, and we don't know what we don't know. And that usually happens when we look at other doctors, other practices. Even when we go to seminars, we talk to seminars. We go to these seminars, and of course, chiropractors go to other chiropractors like, oh, how many visits are you doing? I'm doing 50 visits a week. I'm doing 100 visits a week. I'm doing 500 visits a week. We have no idea what that really even means, or is it any of our business, right? I mean, you can do. We have no idea what kind of money they're making off of 500 visits. I mean, I remember I used to go to seminars years ago, and I'd find people doing 3, 4, 500 visits a week, but they literally had them on these family plans where it was unlimited visits, unlimited visits for like $100 a month. Insane, absolutely insane. So, we don't know what we don't know. So don't assume what we know. or don't assume what we see because we really don't know. So behind these scenes, I find that these people that have these really good practices, or these people that are really in great shape, or these people that have really good family lives, that have good relationships with God, you know, it doesn't come easy. It really doesn't. Every now and then you'll get an outlier, but for the majority of the people, the real people, the people like me, right? The people like you that are listening to this, it doesn't come easy. These people are just like you and they work very, very hard to achieve the things that they have, which means they put in a lot of work, a lot of labor. They put in a lot of focus. They have a lot less distractions than you or I. Or maybe they have the same amount of distractions, but they don't allow those things to actually distract them. So they focus on their goal. But nonetheless, they work very, very hard to achieve the things that they have in life, the successes that they have in life. They're not, some people, I remember not to, whenever I meet somebody, a lot of times they say, hey, doc, how did you get to be so successful? And a lot of people believe that, I'm an overnight success. They don't realize that I've been working at it for 32 years. These overnight success things are really far and few between. So again, most people that are successful work very hard. They work very specific. They are really, really good at what they do. And I'll tell you something, a lot of people that I talk to, they refuse to accept this. A lot of cynical chiropractors, they refuse to accept this on a subconscious level. They want to ignore all the work that people put into becoming very, very successful. They just want to ignore it. They don't want to acknowledge it. I don't know why they don't want to do that. Maybe that's an inherent thing, but they still want to find the magic bullet when it comes to growing and success. They think maybe it's that piece of equipment I can buy. Maybe it's that new type of family plan, or maybe it's that seminar that I need to go to. They think, or maybe I just need to do Facebook ads, or maybe I need to do Google ads. That's going to change everything. It doesn't. Believe me, it doesn't. Why should you believe me? Because I used to think that way. And I did everything. And I found out that doesn't work. I mean, literally, I sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears. In my first 3-4 years in practice, I made a poverty level income. I don't want that for you. You don't have to go through that. In my experience, in my observations, I'll tell you, I found that the best way to be successful, the best way to gain confidence and expertise is really to create bigger goals and order to achieve and have a dream, a bigger dream, right? Even something bigger than what you can believe. And then what you really have to do to achieve those things is you got to work hard. You got to work smart. You got to pay the price. You got to do the boring things. You got to hit the singles and the doubles before you start hitting the triples and the home runs. And that sometimes takes time. That always takes time. It's the way it is. It's like planting a seed. You plant the seed, you water it, you do what you can do, and God will grow that seed. And if you've got good soil, if everything is nice and fertile, God will grow that seed. But you can't really rush that. I mean, sometimes you can rush it a little bit if you're doing things right, but that's what it takes. You've got to pay the price. You've got to study. You've got to become very, very good at what you do. You don't have to be very, very good at a whole lot of things, right? But you've got to be very, very good at just a few things. And I mean like being an expert at certain things. The only ask questions, if you really have questions. I find that a lot of people ask me questions that they already know. They already know. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then surround yourself with really smart people. I know that sounds, I know it sounds like everybody, that's what Elon Musk does and all these other people do, but it's true. You've got to take a look around you to see exactly who you hang around with. Hang around with people that are making more money than you. If you're having difficulty with your spirituality, hang around people that are founded, have a firm foundation in God. If you've got, don't have good relationships in your life, Take a look at who you're hanging out with. Are you hanging out with a bunch of people that aren't married or people that have destructive relationships? Hang around people that have good relationships. Just surround yourself with people that are good people, that are winners, people that are successful, not people that, are on breadlines, not people that are not successful. So don't expect anything, don't expect anything. Don't live a life of entitlement. You're going to get what you earn. That's the bottom line. And don't blame other people for, or for circumstances that you're in. Play games that are actually worth playing. And if you can do that, you can be successful and you'll earn it and you'll feel much better about it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm Dr. Jason Tirado. If you need any help with your practice, shoot me a message. I'd love to set up a strategy session and help you build your practice to get to where you want to be. Talk to you soon.